Oh, God. God damn it.
What's up?
I don't know. I'm just trying to start it off spicy, but then I didn't have it like a follow-up thing to say. I didn't have like a next thing.
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
Welcome back to This Time It's Different. It's a new year. It's a new us. And I don't mean to throw anybody off, but we're going to do things just a little bit differently today.
Yeah.
Because we're primarily, and I'm going to use primarily, words like primarily now. I'm going to be like the technical guy on the podcast, I think.
Yeah.
So primarily, the topics that we're going to be providing coverage for today are going to be about new goals coming into 2021. What do we want to be different? What do we want to change? What do we want to make better or worse?
Sort of
I'm
life
not gonna
coaching
judge.
type things. We thought that new year, new you, right?
Yes.
We're kind of thinking that way. And let's just like set some goals and really like change it up this year. Because 2020, I don't know. Do you have any New Year's resolutions this year? Because the ones that I made for 2020, I'm going to be honest with you. They didn't come true.
But are you
they're
just
wishes.
is it like
I wished. And they're
Yeah.
not like you couldn't make anything. There's no goals to
No.
be made. That's why this year I'm kind of like, do you make resolutions? I could say I'm going to go traveling more. You know what says no to that? A pandemic.
Yeah.
Some people are still traveling though.
Are you
know,
going to
they're
be
making it
like,
their own.
yeah, that's true. Are you going to be like your tax forms? Like you could probably just carry over your resolutions into 2021. You could just like it's like capital gains resolutions.
Right. Just like maybe one of my goals for this year will be to do my taxes at all. Because 2020 came around and they said, you know what? Those things are due in September now. And I went, in September, I was like, oh, that's news to me. I was already okay with being 5 months late on this. And I was like, oh, I'm not even late on them yet. I'm not even, okay, so now I've got another 5 months.
I got one better for you. I did my taxes on time, and because there was nothing else to do, I was like, I might as well just do some stuff that makes me feel productive. But I'm just realizing in this conversation right now that I still haven't like paid them. So like, you know, when you do the taxes and then you get that piece of paper that's like, this is how much you owe.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you.
Yes,
Like,
great.
correct. That is the number I owe.
It's arguably the most important part. Like for the government, that is the part that they care the most about.
What, the form or the money?
The money
form.
part.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, they really want their money.
so I'm gonna have to get that done. I think, did I just admit to a crime on our podcast? Is that a crime?
Nobody's listening to this. Don't worry. What I was like, and it seems in sort of a backwards way. I know nothing about finance. We have a great guest on today.
Yes,
who's
you're
going to
gonna
help us make goals. Randall Walsh. We're going to bring him on shortly. He's an awesome guy. He's an influencer. He's got an Instagram account with thousands of people following it. But
Which seems to be that seems to be like the only career for us these days. Like you just,
putting stuff on the internet and hoping
you just have to be
it
an
goes
influencer.
viral.
Yeah.
Let me just say though, I'll just finish up that point of I owed money to the government, and so I've been using CERB money to pay that money back, and it seems like this weird. I don't think it's right. It's snake eating its own tail sort of thing. It's like I owe the government $6,000.
Yeah.
I'll take $2,000 every single month. Thank you. Here's your $6,000 back.
Yeah.
Thank you for the money, government. Here, you can have this back.
Well, it kind of, no, but that is kind of, that's kind of the point of it, I think, is that they're giving it out for people so that they can deal with their shit. So it's like, go buy your groceries and pay your stuff.
But then I'm going to owe taxes on that money anyway, right?
Yeah, and you also owe income tax on the CERB, which is like a lot of people didn't know about, I guess, or something. They just thought it was like free money. I think a lot of people were just like, rules are done. Like as soon as the government was like, hey, can you guys stay home for 2 weeks? People were like, oh, do whatever I want forever. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. You're giving me how much? Let's go to Canada's Wonderland. Let's go. It's outdoors. It's fine.
Yeah, it's also that really fun to watch things like Canada, like all the government and like healthcare people being like, don't go anywhere. And then Air Canada being like, you guys want to travel, please? Please travel. No, traveling's great.
Thing.
Yeah.
Even WestJet being like, yeah, nobody should travel. Nobody should travel
Absolutely.
at all. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got 75% off right now. Here's an email about it.
Unrelated.
Don't travel, but if you wanted to, it's pretty cheap.
Yeah. For all those rule breakers out there, we need your money. But that was also making me think like about New Year's resolutions. I always feel like there's like two different types of people that you have to be. You have to be somebody who's like into it because you're using it as a time to like get ready for the new year, or you have to be, or you're like, I hate New Year's resolutions. It's so stupid. And I'm just I find myself right in the middle. And maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe most people are actually just right in the middle, where they're just like, I don't care. I don't know, man. It's just a Wednesday. It's not real. Like, it's whatever. I'll try to do something every day that's good, I guess.
Yeah, it's good. I'm going to make I don't know. I started a TikTok account. Is that something? Is that good?
I think so.
How
much skin are you showing? Are you doing like sexy dances?
I mean, I was the first one I did. I was just putting up old sketches. And yeah, I'm totally shirtless in it. Got about 100 views.
Well, that's
you know what's fun about TikTok though? I've got 0 followers. 0. I put it on there. I'm like, okay, it should be to nobody. Nobody should see this. But then it gets all these views.
Because
like,
TikTok's algorithm
TikTok works.
It just throws it up on the For You page.
Right. So I'm like, everybody's got to be on this TikTok.
I think
I got to get on this thing.
I
started a TikTok for this very podcast. I put up an old sketch, wet towel, where you're playing a towel that I forgot to hang up.
It's a great sketch.
Great sketch. You can check it out on YouTube. If I say so myself. Well, you know what? We'll link to it in the description. If you're watching this again, subscribe. You got to subscribe. It's 2021.
Here's the thing about 2021 resolutions and why we are already at an advantage. Because within like the first 7 days of it being a new year, politics alert, by the way, before I keep going.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Political alert.
Plug my ears. I'm going to plug my ears.
All I'm saying is, like, all you need to do to have a pretty good 2021 is not immediately storm a government building and ruin your life. Like, so many people are maybe going to jail for, like, 10 years or something. Maybe just, I bet most of them it's going to be, like, jail for 6 months. But that's, like, not nothing. Like, some people have immediately ruined their 2021. And I know you can hear this because you're plugging your ears, but you have headphones in. You heard me.
Good point.
I know you heard me.
Good point.
I know you heard me, and I know I made a good point.
It just bogs me down, this politics stuff.
I understand. I'm done mentioning it. I just wanted to make fun of them like one last time because they ruined 2021. If some of those people had New Year's resolutions, some of those people were like, I hope my flower shop goes well, and then they closed it for the weekend and are now going to jail.
Yeah, some people were like, I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to run more. And they were on their first run of the year in Washington, D.C. And they were like, oh, what's going on over here? Let's take a look. Let's jog up to here. What are we going? Where are we going? I'm just going with the flow of the crowd. Oh, my God. Why am I in this building? Oh, yeah, sure. No. I'll pick up this podium. What am I doing? What's going on?
That's so funny. That particular guy looked like he
Via Getty.
Was Via Getty. He looked exactly like a person who was on a jog. I was like, this is fun.
What are we doing? That's so funny, that misunderstanding, the Via Getty.
Yep.
That's one good thing to come out of 2021.
Oh, 2021 is full of gifts. And maybe that's a good segue into our first gift for the TTID fan base.
Hey, cool. What is that called? An acronym? TTID?
TTID.
That's great.
Are we calling it that yet? Are we cool enough to like shorten the name of our podcast?
I feel like, yeah, why not? We're cool. We're there.
We need like 300 people regularly listening to it maybe before we think we're actually a podcast.
If you're listening, why don't you put something in the comments about what our nickname for our podcast should be? See, this is going like I'm doing engagement.
We're going to get roasted
in 2021. Yeah.
What I was saying is,
why don't you call it Two fucking cucks. Just, oh, jeez. Okay.
All right, welcome back to 2FC. We are about to bring in very
just
much
change it right away, like two fucking cucks. Yes. What should it? Yeah, it should be that. Sure.
change all.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do whatever.
And then the podcast just becomes us watching better podcasts.
Yeah. Oh, that's what they're doing there. Oh, that was a good joke. Oh, I wish we were like that.
I have been trying to segue into our guest for like 2 solid minutes now
2?
because I saw a good point there. The whole gift thing, the whole like 2021, we're starting off strong.
Yeah.
Earlier you said, I think it's very clear that we both have like financial issues with how we organize our finances. So I think it's like, we should get started. We should do some learning.
I think there's no time like the present to introduce our next guest. Like I mentioned before, he's a massive social media influencer, a massive life coach.
Big get.
Check him out on Instagram. Randall Walsh Enterprises is his Instagram handle. Yeah, put your hands together and hit those horns for Randall Walsh.
Nobody is going to do it for you. An obstacle is just an opportunity with a mask on. If you don't have haters, you're not doing enough.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. It's truly, we are blessed to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now,
Yes,
we
thank
were
you.
just talking 2021 goals. We
Yeah.
were talking influencing. We were talking, I
Yeah.
just started a TikTok account. I
Smart.
don't
Yeah.
know if,
Is that smart?
is that, okay.
Yeah, can you give us kind of like what are those pieces of advice you give people when you're just getting started? Like,
Yeah.
we want to take this to the next level. We want to take our bodies to the next level. Like, Randall, where do we start?
You got to start always with motivation. Everything you do is going to start with motivation, regardless if it's working on your body, working on yourself, working on your mind, working on your arms. It's all going to start with motivation. You're not going to get anywhere unless you want to get there. That's the Randall guarantee.
Oh, you guarantee that? That's you guarantee that?
I guarantee that if you don't want to get somewhere, you will not arrive there.
Right.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
Period.
sense.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, if you
that is true.
you don't want to go somewhere, you won't go there.
So
I want you to
let's-
imagine you're sitting in the front seat of a car.
Like
And you
an
have
eyes
you
closed
have-
kind of thing?
Yeah. You have the keys in the ignition. Your hands are 10 and 2. And you want to go to the store.
Yeah.
You're going to put your pedal to the metal and you're going to arrive at the store. But if you sit in that car and you don't really want to go to the store, guess what? You're getting out of that car, going back in the house and putting on some footy pajamas. Am I right or am I right?
He's not wrong.
That's true. Now, what if maybe that could be a goal of mine. I don't have a car. I don't own a car.
Okay.
I have been thinking about purchasing a car. I don't think that I can afford it, though. Can I afford it?
Yes. Yes, you
can.
can.
Wow.
A lot of people that are our age feel like they can't afford things because of the way they grew up in a way that is, let's make sure we don't spend too much here, spend too much there. I'm here to tell you that regardless of what it says in your bank account, regardless of what it says within your financial statements, that you can afford you can in fact afford it. Everything is affordable if you have the right motivation.
So wait. Regardless of our bank accounts,
Yes.
Like how? So on a practical level, how does Chris? What kind of car do you want? Like, how much money do you need? How does Chris go about this?
Yeah, I mean, I would think even practically, I don't need a nice fancy car.
Yeah.
I deserve a nice fancy car, but
Agreed.
I don't
Of
need
course.
one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking even a Mazda, like a Mazda Protege, if they even make those anymore. But
Zoom,
that's the
zoom.
thing. I'd get a used one, I think.
A used Mazda, so like $10,000 or something.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that sounds like a lot to spend on a car. I'm thinking more like maybe $4,000.
Oh, like a used car.
Yeah,
sad
like a piece of-
used car. Yeah, like a sad
real
car.
piece of
But
shit.
okay, so Randall, so if he does, if he has, let's say he has, just because I have access to a joint bank account with him, so it's like, let's say I know for a fact he's got like $350 in his bank account. What's the next step? How does he get to $4,000?
Well, I mean, you would take out $350. Is that right?
Yeah.
My mistake. What you would want to do in that case is what you would want to do is you would want to imagine that money is not your only source of money. And I know that sounds strange, but I want you to look around you. Look at how much money you have around you. You probably have lights. You probably have camera equipment. You probably have plants in your room. You probably have clothes on your back. These are all sources of income if you think about it. I'm sick and tired of people thinking of sources of income as only green money that they can feel within their hands. Because guess what? This bag, this is money if I use it properly, right? This is money if I use it properly. I can cut it down and use it for parts, or I can sell it. Anything is money if you use it properly. Try to remember that.
Right.
Parts? It's a parts bag?
What would you use? Yeah, okay. We'll just roll in with you. The paper bag, what would you use that for? How would you cut that up and use it for parts?
Like, what kind of revenue are we unlocking here?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. In a lot of cases, if you go to an office, they're going to be using a lot of paper. Is that right? Would you say that's fair? Have either of you worked in an office?
Yeah,
I haven't, but I've seen The Office, and they're a paper company.
No,
exactly.
Yeah, but yes,
that's where I got it as well.
Right.
Now, I want you to imagine you go into that office and there's no paper.
Right.
All of a sudden, what's happening? People are looking around. Nobody knows what to do. All of a sudden, you walk in. Something looks a lot like paper. Interesting. See how that works? And all of a sudden, this bag, which at one point was entirely useless, is now the most important thing in the room. Everybody's got their eyes on it, and guess who sets the price? Me, the guy who has the bag. Everything is currency if you have the right motivation.
Right.
That kind of blew my mind.
So you're kind of looking around. You got to always be looking around for opportunities.
Grab something, Chris. Grab something. Grab something now. Show it to me.
Quick, Chris, quick.
I'm okay.
Grab something, quick. Do it.
A Lego.
That is actually kind of valuable.
Okay, so I have Lego.
Okay, that's great. Now, how does it feel in your hand?
Oh my God. It's got a nice weight to it. It is a bit dusty. So there's like a layer of dust on it. So
now, wait. Do you see what you did there? You've already shown its value. You said two things. You said, A, it's heavy. How many people are in need of heavy things? Paperweights, weights for lifting. There's so many uses for heavy things. And the second thing you said, dusty, which I know a lot of people don't need, but some people do need dust. And if that collects dust, it means it produces dust. You have something that produces. You got to take advantage of that.
So I could be sort of collecting the dust from this Lego and sort of piling it up, and then it's just up to me to find a person to purchase the dust.
There will always be someone who will purchase what you produce.
Okay, so
always.
Randall,
that was so powerful. Peter, you do it.
That's great to know. Well, no, wait, hang on.
You have to do this. You gotta give it a try.
I've got a metal water bottle. That's
okay.
Okay. I can hold. Okay, I'll try this. Okay, I can hold water in it. I can hold other liquids in it, but even just water from my tap, which is free. So I'm like unlocking another revenue stream, a literal stream.
A literal stream of revenue.
Then I find somebody who's thirsty, who's maybe even dying of thirst, so that it's very valuable to them.
Okay, yeah.
And then I say, sign over all your goods and assets, or I'll let you die.
It's close. You're very close. Yeah. You want to come off as less threatening.
Okay,
less
so I don't
threat.
So I don't mention that the end result is death, but I'm just like, I do happen to have water for $100,000.
Right.
Kind of
correct.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe like sort of hint that they could die.
Yeah.
Just not threaten that they will die, but remind them that is a possibility.
Okay. All right. So
Slider, I guess.
Yeah, that's all good. So find people who need dust or don't have paper or dying of thirst. Okay, so Randall, that's good. That's a great way to unlock value. How is it that you came to your success? What's your story?
My story goes back quite a while. Honestly, until from the day I was born is when I started.
That's pretty.
Living.
That's fair.
Right.
What can I say? I grew up like any other kid on the streets of Brussels. Not doing too much, living down by the river, selling homemade baseballs to people that went by.
As a little baby, like from birth, or sorry,
well, no,
this
not
is
as
just
a
you're growing
baby,
up.
But I'm growing up on the streets. I've got a Cockney accent. I find a baseball. I try to recreate it. I start selling them. Classic, Belgian story. And I did that for a long time until I was able to afford my own RV, and I parked that next to the a river, and since then, obviously I built up my wealth originally from baseballs. Eventually, I purchased a UFC fighting league that actually became very, very successful, and actually launched the careers of Doug Story and James LeVay, who are two of the strongest UFC fighters, at least in my league. And since then, I've been able to expand into other branches of revenue. I'm in the fashion game. I am in the chicken game. I am in the obviously the UFC game. And I at a certain point, once you have your hands dipped in different pots, you diversify your portfolio enough, and it's hard to fail.
Wow.
The chicken game?
Yeah, can you explain the chicken? I've
What's
been
the game?
meaning to research that and what it is. I've heard a lot about
You
it.
have?
Yeah, it's mostly coops.
Okay.
It's mostly coops. There's an enormous... The main thing you need to do in business is you need to find a problem and then make a solution. And it was obvious. We were all inundated with it, whether you go on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. All you're seeing is that farmers, their coops are not big enough for their chickens. Everybody's complaining about it. So I thought to myself, well, how can I do this? I could make bigger coops. So I started making the biggest coops you guys have ever seen. These look like mansions for these chickens. Every chicken has its own little space, jacuzzi, a little drip that comes down with either water or any drink that the chicken wants. And these luxury chicken coops started to grow and grow and grow in popularity. And now they're pretty much the only coops. Let's put it this way. If you see a farmer using an old-fashioned coop, you know he is behind the times.
Yeah, I bet.
Modern chicken coops. Okay.
What do you find? So what does a chicken want to drink? Like, what's the most requested
How do you find out?
beverage?
How do you find out? Well, you would have to go based on their DNA. A lot of the farmers these days have very advanced techniques of finding what a chicken needs bodily in order to make it the most tender for obviously eventual consumption. And you look in their mind patterns, and the brain patterns will tell you a lot of these chickens what they crave is a lot of them crave water, a lot of them crave mineral water, some of them crave Hawaiian punch. And giving into those cravings is in fact what juices up the chicken. It's not the physical liquid that you're putting in them. Rather, it's fulfilling their desire that makes the chicken juicy. Apparently,
So-
I'm not a chicken expert, right? I just built the coops and let them do their thing.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Wait,
Okay.
what was just circling back the UFC league? You said you founded a very popular one.
Yep.
So UFC I think is its own brand.
Yes.
So you founded a very popular UFC, or a fighting company.
Yes.
League.
I say UFC so people know. Mine's called UFD, Ultimate Fighting. Damn is what we call it.
Yeah.
It's a little more. Let's just say it's a little more intense than the UFC. I just started my own. I thought to myself what we all think. We watch UFC. We think this is great, but there are too many rules. Right, so I wanted to start one with way fewer rules, so guys could just do whatever they wanted in it. And believe it or not, like most things I do, there was a lot of demand for that. So it started to slowly grow. Originally we were just doing the fights inside some of those old chicken coops, but eventually we got our own space, and now it's really grown. And it's the sixth most popular UFC-like fighting league in Canada.
Oh, in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So they have
we're based out of Stony Creek.
Okay, that's incredible. I just got to say that is rather inspiring for me.
Yeah, I guess it is when you think about it.
Yeah,
I'm feeling pretty fired up.
it's true.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of feeling like, I don't know, because you got all these things going. You got all these like pots on the stove. Mm-hmm. When I look at a stove, a general stove only has room for 4 pots.
True.
You've talked of many more pots, and I guess if we're just speaking metaphorically, how would I add burners to my stove? How would I add
How do you get more things on the go?
extra
Right.
pots onto me, who is the stove?
The first thing I would recommend, first of all, is getting a bigger stove. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
But if we
He's
if we are
kidding. He's
speaking-
kidding, Chris.
Yeah, I am joking. If we are speaking genuinely, what I would recommend most is a set of passive income. Somehow that you can make money without putting time in, without putting effort in. Somewhere where your money can work for you. Right? So a lot of this would be investments. A lot of investments don't require actually a lot of attention on your part. If you can just put money in there, forget it, and you come back and, oh, look at that, it's 10 grand more. That's investing. That is the kind of thing that I would recommend, is you finding a source of passive income for yourself.
Right. Okay.
That could be a
I'll
lot
just
of
write
different
this
things,
down.
mind you.
Do you have any stock suggestions, things to invest in?
Yeah, like what is
as long as
that
we're doing
passive? What is that passive income? That
Sure.
investment
Well,
that you're.
passive income can refer to a lot of things. First of all, like I said, it could reference investments, and that's purely working the stock market. But passive income can be anything. Something I used to do back when I was young and I was working that Riverside is I would put up little almost rabbit like traps. And I would put little bits of food in there.
Yeah.
And when stupid adults would try to grab the food, the thing would fall on them. And then I would come back a few weeks later. They wouldn't be moving much, and I would grab the money from their pockets and around them. So there's
They wouldn't be moving much.
No, because they would have
you-
spent a lot of time in that trap at that point.
Randall,
So
Right.
did you
yes.
did you kill people on the Riverside?
No. I just mean, I bury them in success, if that's what you mean. But no, I've never physically, actively murdered anyone. No. So there's a lot of different ways that you can think of passive income, right? Is it investments? Is it something that you come and receive later? So in terms of specific stocks, there's a lot of different things you want to think about, right? Especially in the time that we're in. It's a pandemic. Think about it, guys. What would be successful? What will survive the pandemic?
Chicken coops?
Right.
Chickens. Yeah.
Chicken.
Okay,
Chicken.
that-
People aren't going to stop eating chicken.
people aren't gonna stop.
There's no wrong answer. What else? What else will?
People aren't gonna stop buying cigarettes.
That's right. People
That was
will
stupid.
still.
That was right.
Was that right or stupid?
Oh my
No,
God.
that was
Okay.
right. There is no stupid.
People aren't gonna stop buying books.
That's right.
And audiobooks.
Don't only think about buying. What else? Rocks. Rocks aren't going anywhere, right?
rocks aren't-
Invest in rocks.
Can't
Those
believe-
aren't going
Invest in
anywhere
rocks.
after the pandemic.
How do you invest in,
Haircuts?
like, collect rocks and have them?
Yes.
Like, just have lots of rocks?
Not only have a lot of rocks, but make sure you have your money invested within the revenue stream that rocks represent, that rocks inhabit, right? ROC is a great rock-heavy ETF.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also,
And now
there's
that-
those rocks that you can hide your keys in at the door.
I was
I've been
hoping you
finding
would
I've
bring
been
that up,
locking
yes.
myself out a lot lately. So I could invest in those. You could even put money in those rocks.
Yeah, you could invest them. Yeah, you could put money in them. Exactly like that.
But you don't-
Physically
yeah.
in those rocks.
Yeah.
But you don't even, you said you keep locking yourself out. Like, you don't have one of those rocks. So if even you won't have one of those rocks. Look, I'm sorry to be poking holes in things. I'm
Shit.
just like,
There
I'm
are
just
no
worried.
stupid questions. There are only dumb questions. So don't worry about it. Fire away.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I guess, Randall, it's like, I'm sitting here and it's like, okay, let me just break it down. I don't necessarily, a couple of problems, with the water bottle thing, right?
Sure.
I don't necessarily want to sell the water bottle because then I'll become a person who needs the water bottle. And the water, at least in Canada, just is free from taps. So like if I found a thirsty person, they would be like, you're a jerk, like let me have water. Or they'd be like, I'll just go get water. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and then earlier you were like, oh, sell your camera and your lights and your computer or whatever. But then I would then become a person who needs to then, you know what I mean? Like to then buy that stuff.
Right.
So hold on, Peter, are you telling me that if you were to sell everything, you would be stuck in a situation where you needed more things?
Well, yeah. I mean, I would need all those things to keep doing the stuff I'm already doing.
See, this
Right.
is what I call a cycle of motivation. Because once you sell all those things, you will need them again, and you'll be filled with that motivation. You'll be filled with that desire to go out and achieve. And the more we achieve, the less we have that feeling. So if you do sell your camera, if you do sell your lights, if you do sell your house, if you do sell your beard, all those things, you'll be left with nothing. And all of a sudden, you'll have that fire again. Do you remember that? Do you remember that fire before you were successful?
I remember. I'm still not successful, but I remember the fire. So sell. Okay, so you're saying, okay, no, I think that makes sense actually. Like sell all my stuff, then I'll need it again.
Exactly.
And I'll need needing again.
You'll have that hole to fill, right? And I've worked my whole life on making sure that hole does not stay full so that I'm constantly moving. Even if I have succeeded, I'm always moving on to the next thing.
Like you're always you sell stuff. You
Sure,
sell all
it's
your
not
stuff
all
off.
about selling. I feel like we might be getting a little hung up on the physicals, the water, the bottle, the dust. It's about believing. It's about committing 100% and saying to yourself, I'm not going to let some person that I don't know tell me no. I'm not going to take no for an answer, okay? I'm going to say yes as much as I can.
Yes.
I see what it is. I think we're getting hung up on just the financial aspect, but it's really it's a personal. You're like a personal life coach in that sense, like you.
It's a mindset,
Right.
all right?
Yes. Okay.
Chris,
So I
you
have
seem
a-
a little scared. Is
Well,
everything all right?
No, I have a question that I want to ask you.
He gets like this. It's fine. It's normal.
Maybe you can help me find to say yes to me, to say yes to this, because I have this. Let me see. I have this friend who I work with quite a bit.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
And I'm thinking of sort of taking all of the money that we've made together and sort of taking it
Wait a minute.
and just sort of going, just sort of
Okay.
like leaving with it. And it feels
Wait.
like I had this idea and it feels so scary.
That is a scary undertaking.
To
I feel
want to
it's-
do it, but
It's the smart move to bring it up now. That's a good idea. That's a
Hang
big
on.
move.
I
for you.
want to, yeah, it would be a big move because I have lots of plans that I could do with it. It's like sort of money that's just sort of sitting there for kind of like free money.
Who else are you working with?
No, I'm no one. Or just somebody different.
Chris, what I would tell you is to do it. There are so many people who live a life of what ifs. So many people who live a life looking back and thinking, what would have happened if I had done that? If I'd stolen from my friend, right? If I had gone back and checked on that trap to make sure they were alive. So many things, so many people live like that day to day. You cannot live like that because it will take up your whole mind. You need to live now. You need to be a doer, not a thinker. All right? I recommend you do that as soon as you can and don't look back.
Okay. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to start moving the funds right now into my account. I'm going to phone
Chris,
him.
this is the first day of the rest of your life.
Yes.
Yeah?
Wait, hang on.
I'm going to phone him and
All right.
I'm going to say it's over.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me know if you need any help when he's on the phone.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
phoning him.
Randall, I guess while that's happening, can you tell us like your tips for sort of like personal? Hang on.
I'll put it on speakerphone.
1 second.
My creative.
Hello.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah.
It's Chris.
Yeah, I can see we're recording our podcast right now.
Stronger, more
It's
presence.
Chris.
Why are you telling Chris to be strong? Why are you telling Chris to be strong? What?
I
What's he
have
gotta-
something to.
What's he got to be strong about?
I don't.
Peter, don't back down. Don't back down.
Randall, I can't do this.
You can
Don't back
do
down?
this. You can do this.
Wait,
I have
who
something,
does? Who
I
can
have
do
something to tell you.
it? Randall, who
Peter.
can do it?
Peter,
Is it
don't
me?
back down.
I don't back down.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna steal from us.
From us?
Good.
I'm
who's
taking-
good? Who's doing
it's-
good?
It's my money.
Randall, who's doing good and who's doing
You're
bad?
both doing great.
What? How do I not back down now?
I'm gonna
Don't
take this money and I'm gonna go somewhere else, and this is goodbye.
Randall, what do I do?
I don't
do,
need
are
you in my life anymore.
Randall, Chris, are you thirsty?
There you go. Yes, try to sell him
Are you
water.
thirsty?
That's
Are
good.
you
Turn
thirsty?
Turn it around.
Are you a thirsty boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have what you don't have. You might think you have access to the funds, but I have water.
Chris, look
I have
around.
water.
Do you have water?
I don't know. I didn't pour myself any water for the podcast. Fuck, I have a bubbly water, but it's empty.
Randall,
All right, get out of
am
here.
I doing
You
good,
want me
Randall?
to get out?
Randall, am I doing good?
Oh, you're doing great. You killed it.
Did I win?
Peter,
We'll see.
okay.
Leave the money. Leave the money in, or leave the money in and put another $100 in. Go for broke, right? Or no, you can't have water.
Yes.
Thing.
Okay. Yes.
Good.
No water. Okay,
yes.
you can have water now. I don't.
I just feel like that went badly.
That went very well for both of you, I thought.
Really?
Oh, for sure. Because, Chris, you went in and you were strong. And even though you didn't necessarily get what you want, you made a point. And Peter came back, and I loved the upsell. Never satisfied with just selling them. You wanted to sell them more water. I loved that.
Yeah, I got an extra $100 from my friend.
That was
I took more money
so
from him.
great for me, guys.
I don't
Now, if you ever
have
want to
that.
do that again, I sell classes that are just like this. They're over Zoom. I talk to both of you at the same time on either sides of the phone and give you conflicting advice. And if that sounds like something you guys are into, then let me know because we could do this a lot more.
Well, that was exhilarating for me, quite frankly.
Like
I would do
I
that.
didn't really get what I wanted, but I did. I feel like I learned something.
I can see you're standing up a little straighter.
And
You've got a smile on your face.
And I feel like
You're flexing.
I feel like I got what I wanted, which was not to lose my money or our money, I guess. And I feel like I didn't learn something. So we kind of have the opposite experiences. We put them together as a team. Now we're a whole person.
See, that is business, and I'm glad I've been able to impart that to you. In business is a team effort, right? And whether that means stealing from your team or not allowing your team to steal from you, that's teamwork.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that does make sense.
All right, because I'm not going to say it again.
Oh, really? Oh. Okay, I was just going to ask you to...
I don't repeat myself.
Repeat
ever.
it. Okay.
We'll just watch it back later. We can watch it back
I'd rather
later.
you didn't. I'd rather you didn't.
Okay, I won't watch it back. Just sort of maybe one thing I'd like to ask you though is,
Please.
If it's sort of a paradox thing, if you make a goal that doesn't come true, can you still and you say you failed the goal? Can you remake the same goal, or is it like a double jeopardy thing?
It's a good question, and it's one I get a lot. I want to ask you something, Chris. When Michael Phelps first jumped in the pool, do you think he swam to the other side immediately?
Probably, didn't he?
I don't know. I don't think. No, he didn't.
No,
When the
he
first
didn't.
time he got in the water, he wouldn't have swam.
He wouldn't have been able to swim, right?
He would be a baby.
Oh, like as a baby.
As
be
a
a
baby,
baby.
when his parents threw him in. Now, let me ask you this. How does he become a gold medalist in swimming if the first time he jumped in there, he couldn't swim? And I'll tell you the answer. It's because he failed over and over and over again. Michael Phelps has drowned more times than you and I have swam.
Doesn't drown mean like he dies? So, but
No.
he hasn't. Oh,
Not anymore. No, they changed it recently. So my point is this. Michael Phelps wanted to be the best swimmer, and when he jumped in, he was the worst swimmer. At one point, Michael Phelps was the worst swimmer in the world. Try to think about that. But now, you know, 13 years later, or however old he is, he's the best swimmer in the world. And the reason is because he kept jumping in even though he failed. Even though he kept drowning, he would get back out, get back in. And all of a sudden, incremental improvements, right? He got better, he got better, he got better. All of a sudden, he's not drowning anymore. Oh, interesting how that works. All of a sudden, he's going faster now. Oh, interesting how that works. All of a sudden, he's got a cool little, a small, tight hat. Oh, interesting. I wonder where he got that. These are the things. Small, incremental improvements until eventually that goal that you weren't succeeding in, you're succeeding in every single time.
Oh my God.
wait, does that mean Chris is going to try to steal all the money from the account every day?
If that's the goal, who knows what the goal was? He could have been talking, maybe he wants to swim.
I was thinking of something different. Mine was swimming related.
Oh,
Because I haven't been able to learn how to swim yet. It is kind of like it's always been a goal, but I haven't been able to. And
So what you're saying is...
I drowned the other day, actually. And I was super happy that they switched the meaning of it because I didn't want to die.
I don't
And I
feel
was
like they
happy that
switched the meaning.
it. They did.
Exactly.
They did. Because
did.
I'm here talking to you right now, aren't I?
Right.
Yeah. If he
Okay,
died,
no, that's fair.
If I
Yeah.
had died, then I... Yeah,
But you see
would
what I
have
mean?
drowned.
So what's really interesting is, Chris, you have a lot in common with Michael Phelps. You both couldn't swim at one point.
Yeah.
Right? I want you to think
Yeah.
about that next time you're jumping in that pool. You are Michael Phelps in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
Michael
that makes
Phelps.
perfect sense to me. In a lot of ways, including the swimming way.
Yes.
Right.
Mostly that.
Mostly just the swimming.
Yes. It's what you need to remember is that failure is an integral part of success. I know what you're
Yeah,
thinking.
oh,
You're
and we
thinking,
say it integral,
yes, integral, crucial, vital.
not integral. Integral.
I've been saying integral.
Integral. Okay. No, I'm just learning here today.
I think you can. I think you can probably
Integral
pronounce
or
it.
integral.
Yeah. I think there's probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, Randall, but there's like successful ways of pronouncing something. Do you know what I mean?
Very
Like,
unsuccessful ways.
right. So integral maybe attracts more wealth to you or something. Is that kind of like what your
I have
vibe is
noticed.
here?
Yes, that's a great. You're picking up on this. I'm proud of you. That's
Yeah.
really
See,
impressive.
Chris, I'm winning.
What I noticed was, well, there's no winners. All right, there's
Right,
just
okay.
businessmen and businesswomen. I have noticed that when giving speeches, whales, which is a term that in finance we use for people that have a lot of money that are going to invest, they do
Right.
tend to be attracted to me more when I use integral as opposed to integral or integral, which is one that I made up that I thought might have a little, but it didn't. So yes, integral for me has been the most successful way to pronounce that word.
I thought that was really cool the way you were just like integral, which didn't work, but you admitted that you made it up. Mm-hmm. And that it didn't work for you. And that's kind of cool to see in somebody as successful as you, that you're not even pretending that you haven't had a few, I guess, like slip-ups or whatever. Are there any great failures in the Randall Walsh like success story that were like, oh, wow, that was a moment that didn't work out. I went back to square one or something like that. Like, how many times have you fallen and gotten back on the swimming horse?
Try every day.
Huh.
Try every day of my life. Every day of my life, I fail at something. I get back up and I hit that punching bag harder than it hit me.
You have a major business failure every day.
Sometimes when I'm boxing, the punching bag hits me. I fall back down.
I was going to ask about that. You have a self-punching punching bag.
Well, I'm pretty. I'm into boxing, and after just hitting a punching bag for a while, you need something that spars. So you pay someone like a tech billionaire to make you a punching bag that can punch you back. But it's not important. The important thing is that. Yes, I fail every single day of my life. Okay, I tried to learn Mandarin today. You know how far I got? Only halfway there. I barely even got halfway there. But am I going to try tomorrow? Hell yes. Hell yes, I am. Because
you learned. Wait, you learned half of Mandarin today?
Learning a language won't come in one day. It takes weeks. It's
right.
it's not something that's going to happen right away. And you know what? The entrepreneurs out there on Instagram and in real life, listen up. If you're acting like wealth comes to you the second you want it, I don't want anything to do with you, because that's not true. Wealth comes to those who work.
Randall, I swear I'm not trying to be the like contrarian guy, the guy that's like I'm saying negative stuff on you all the time or whatever. I'm just you speak a lot in general terms. You're like very inspiring, and that's great. Yeah. But so again, I'm kind of like, hey, are there specific failures? And then you're always like, oh, every day. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm like, what's a specific? You know what I mean? Like, I get. Yeah, it's like the chicken coop thing, or like some specific examples of like a failure maybe that could inspire us.
First of all, just let me say that never feel weird around giving me criticism. Adversity is my strongest tool. If glass was never forged in fire, it would never become strong. It would still be a little mushy piece of shit, right? So, by facing criticism, I become strong. So I don't mind that at all. Specifics of when I failed, sure. When I started my first business, it burned down my dad's garage.
Oh, wait, the baseball one or this was different?
This would have been my first incorporated business.
Okay.
Yeah. Not the baseball one. I was making softballs.
We gotta just take a quick break here and just cut to a commercial. You're gonna love this. We have a commercial that we have to do. And maybe you can give us some critiques on our sales pitch. Okay.
For sure.
So we're going to cut to a commercial.
This episode of This Time It's Different is brought to you by Sattva Mattresses. If you're trying to get successful, Sattva Mattresses are for you.
Why go to sleep as a unsuccessful person when you can wake up as a successful person? Because Sattva mattresses fuel you with success as you sleep. That's right. The coil springs in the mattresses sort of get into your back, and they support you, and they make you feel like you're better, like you're stronger and taller.
Yeah, and if you type in promo code, but Chris and Peter said I was going to be successful if I bought this mattress, so please let me have a slight deal on the mattress, into Sattva Mattresses website part where you put in the promo code, you can get 5% off your monthly subscription to the mattress.
That's right. You have to subscribe to the mattress. Every single month costs you $50, but that's an investment in your sleep and an investment in you and your future. You get 5% off of that, which is roughly just sort of the tax, I guess. Just half of the tax. It's
tax-free mattress subscription.
Deal. Get one. Okay.
So that was our ad.
That's sort of like... That's not the copy that they sent us. We were sort of going off of on our own there.
Well, just because like Randall, you've been like inspiring us, and we were like, yeah, we want to do something like that. We want to start moving in a way where it's like we always know what to say and say it good, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, can I say something that I loved is Chris's pointing.
Thank you.
Every point was punctuated by a strong point from Chris, which I liked. And I imagine he's pointing to the camera, which I love. So I loved the point, and I loved how you guys didn't think too much of it before. You know,
Yeah.
A prospective client will know if you are just yapping, regurgitating a script. What I loved about you guys is it felt a lot more real. People will know if you're pandering to them. People don't like to be pandered to. Tell them like it is. Treat them like a person. Talk to them like you would a friend, and they will buy your mattresses. I loved that, guys. I thought that was a brilliant ad.
And it's like we're not pandering. I don't have a Saatva mattress at all.
No.
I've never even slept on one. I find them. I find them maybe to be overpriced and not that comfortable. I've got an ND, and those things are great.
Yo, I have an ND too.
Yeah, they're awesome. I love an ND.
This time It's Different is actually brought to you by ND Mattresses. F*** you, Saatva.
So I just didn't, when in the ad, I didn't want to pander and make anybody think that I like the product any more than I do, because I don't really like it at all.
Yeah, you don't want to be lying within your marketing. That's going to be caught right away. That's rule number one is, marketing's got to be 100% true.
Right.
Right.
So wait, should we have said that we don't have the product or a marketing deal with Saatva?
Well, Peter, I just said don't lie. I didn't say don't tell them everything.
Yeah, Randall. Right, Randall. Of course, Randall.
Randall, I guess this has been so great to have you on the podcast.
I'm fired up, dude. I'm fired up.
Fired. I'm going to post on TikTok after.
Yep. I'm gonna sell my water bottle
and grow and stuff.
Okay.
Yes. Do you have any last words of advice to people listening that just to carry them into February and into the rest of 2021 and going forward? Any words of advice?
I will. This is for me. This is my personal 2021 goal, but I would like to extend it to everyone, and it takes the form of an acronym: ACTOR, actor. All right, you always want to remember to actor. All right.
Okay.
Always remember to actor.
To actor, yes.
Yeah.
Actor, of course, stands for American currency takes overly ridiculous. Now, this does take a little bit of explanation in terms of why it does apply as a as a resolution.
Sure.
Now, of course, what I'm saying is this is all about money exchange. Okay? Money
Right.
exchange. Canadian dollars and American dollars are not the same. Canadian businesses and American businesses are not the same. American currency takes overly ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It is overly ridiculous just how much American currency differs from Canadian currency. It is
Right.
ridiculous how much American business differs from Canadian business. For instance, when I was in America doing business, recently I was in America doing business, and when I was there, I actually ended up doing a meet and greet with a prospective client, and get this, we had no poutine. There was no poutine.
Really?
So
Right,
you can
and
see
that's
already a very visible difference in Canadian and American ethics within business. That's what I'm trying to say with actor. I want everyone to remember that going forward. American currency takes overly ridiculous.
So wait, okay, but again, so for us in our lives, we have to remember that hang on. Okay, so we have to remember that so that we always do American business?
Exactly. Always do American business.
Always do American business.
For me, I don't know about you guys. I like more money more than less money.
I
don't know about you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm pretty
That's
much
true.
in that boat as well.
He's right.
So-
He's right, Chris. He's right.
I gotta agree.
Yeah,
And if
I
you
gotta
make
agree with
American
that.
money, you're making more than Canadian money. Always do American business when possible because it will net you the largest sum.
Always be actor.
That is
Always be actor.
incredible advice to take
Very
home.
good.
Do American business instead of Canadian business.
In fact, I'll even shorten that acronym to just AC, American currency. In fact, TOR was unnecessary for that acronym.
Right.
AC, remember that.
American
TOR.
currency.
American's currency. TOR. Take or
Overly ridiculous, but we don't have to know that part. We just have to know
Right.
AC.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Wow. Okay.
That was awesome.
Fired up. Thank you.
Yep.
Randall, it was
Gentlemen,
a pleasure.
Thank you so
Pleasure.
much. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be on your podcast. I appreciate it immensely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep up, stay on, keep failing.
Yep, keep
Really?
failing. Yeah, we got that part down, right, Chris?
Yeah, we got that
down.
part in.
Yeah. We're gonna fail a bunch on purpose.
Good.
Well, thanks for having us in your life, I guess.
No problem,
Yeah.
guys. Be
I'm
good.
sorry, I'm being weird now. I'm being weird.
Yeah. Don't be weird, Chris. Don't be weird, Chris.
Okay.
But we're always going to remember American currency. We're always going to remember the time that we spent with Randall Walsh.
He was a great guy. That was a good chat with him, I thought. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I could see you learning a lot.
Dude, I can. Do I look different? Because I
You
feel
look
like
like
a different person.
small boy now to me. You look
Wait,
like
why?
Because you
No,
have
'cause
a
I
new weight of the world is off your shoulders, and
Yeah.
now
Right.
you can.
Learn to swim.
You had the weight of the world on your shoulders is what
Yeah.
made you so small, like a boy.
Yeah.
But now you look like you're a boy that's about to grow.
And dude, let me just say, you also look pretty good.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? You look like you're headed for success. And let me just say,
Yeah.
you know, when you started out, you were nothing. You know what I can't do? I can't do the Randall. I can't do the
when
Randall, but I'm just
you-
going to say, like, you look good. You look good.
Thank, and you look fine too.
Yeah.
You look okay. You look well.
Yeah.
And just get it and seize the day.
You tried to rob me.
This time, this time, this time, this time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, this time, this time, this time, it's different.
Yeah, I still might do that.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.
Sonar!
Oops, drop the podcast.
What if people liked and also subscribed?
I think we're just down here to kill time.